Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
All right, good evening once again, family. Here we are back again in the war, Friday evening. Another week down, guys, and man, from what I've seen out there, some people are just losing their chops, aren't they? I mean, glad we've got a handle on it, guys, because a lot of people out there haven't got a handle on it, And why have we got a handle on it? You know what? Because we tell the truth. We stick to the truth. We have nothing to do with anything but the truth. And, it paints a pretty good picture, actually, guys. You know what I mean? Because I'm watching it fall apart out there, guys. There's some really crazy stuff going on. People doing really erratic things, you know what I mean? And it's going to be quite interesting. But anyway, look, a couple of things. We're going to get straight into the show in a minute. I'm just going to give, Cazz time to do what she does in a prelim and that. But and then we've got Mr. Jody Lowe coming on the show. So we're going to have a chat with Jody tonight. But, guys, we've had earthquakes in Sydney out near Muswellbrook. Okay, so there's some stuff going on there. I haven't really had time to look into it. I think it only sort of come in today, a Savo. So, but it's pretty strange out around that way. 10 kilometres too, guys. I'm hearing from up the coast a lot of military activity. I saw a chopper come flying over us today, really low, really fast, army chopper. Out there doing so. Who knows what's going on out there, guys? But like I said, we just endure and overcome. You know what I mean? We keep doing what we're doing. We keep going forward, guys. But what these guys are pushing out there is the monkey box. All right, they're really hammering it. They're saying that they got 1,000 cases in Africa or something, I think, and now they got a case over in the Philippines or something like that. I could be wrong there, guys, but it's all bullshit anyway. The only thing we've got, guys, is the result of a bioweapon. Now, we've also got a chemist out there, and I actually put a comment up.
Wombat.
We've got a Wombat Cafe, guys. Okay. Something I didn't really know we had out there, but it's not a wombat a wombat chemist, okay? And the wombat chemist, they put up a thing saying they're a new chemist open, and they're obviously doing all the good little things like the government want them to. So yeah, I just thought I'd put this out, guys, and this is what I sent them, because it is time to just let these people know, okay? And I think this is pretty cool and calm by me, this one actually, but it puts a point out there. So let's quickly read it. So my reply to this new chemist, and people going, oh, I'm so excited, I'm this, I'm that, well, I just wrote, hey, I take it you would be giving out the standard bioweapons along with a possible upgraded flu shot containing shingles, AIDS, and a brilliantly covered up monkeypox and sloth shots. Not to mention the pericarditis and myocarditis and a quick sudden death syndrome cover-up. Do you think the public are waking up to your New World Order agenda? Let's just kill whoever's dumb enough to take it. The rest, well, slow death through the pharmacutra on your shelves. Great job, Wombat Pharmacy. Great little Nazi patrols you are. Check out stoptherot.org. So that was my reply to their little chemist thing today, guys. But I think this is what we need to be doing. These people need to be getting educated, whether it's my website, whether it's our guest website, whether it's somebody else's website. It doesn't matter, all right? But we've really got to start putting it on these people, all right? They are coming at you hammer and tong, guys, and it is time to go back at them. As I said, I've seen some crazy stuff out there. All right, here we go. Cazz has got it. All right. The vaccine, I can't read it, Cazza. You want to come in with me, darling? You and Jody, come in. Just let's get going. Let's have a party.
It's basically top virologist warns that it's actually vaccine induced. The monkeypox is actually vaccine.
Exactly. Shingles, monkeypox, the sloth pox, whatever it is, guys. It's just fear mongering. Right, they are. The New World Order is in panic mode. We have other people here in Australia in panic mode, showing their true colours. And guys, like I said to you last night, I don't think that message I gave at the beginning of the show last night could be any more apt or true. Okay, and that's because I didn't give it to you. God gave it to you. The furnace is heating up, guys. All right, and maybe you're going to have to go near that furnace, all right? Don't worry. Find God, lose fear. Don't worry about it, all right? We've got this, all right? But, guys, like we said, we've been saying for 6 months it's going to heat up. It's going to heat up that much. This is going to be crazy, all right? And it is getting crazy. From what I'm seeing, it is just absolutely ridiculous. But later after this show, guys, I'm going to jump on with the old mate Carl Liebold. And me and Carl are going to have a sit on the lounge and a bit of a chat. So I invite you all Friday night. I thought, what a night, go over and sit down with Carl and have a bit of a laugh and a chat and maybe go. I don't even know what we're going to do, guys. But as usual, you're going to put me and Carl on a show. I think it's going to be quite entertaining, actually. So, I would, ask you all after we get off here, rip over to whatever Carl's channels are. He's got Voice of Freedom and Ozai and that, but he's either on Rumble or Project Matilda, guys. That's the other one. Carl will be going out there as well as we do. Get behind it. All right, we're going to get into all this stuff that's ours, guys. Stop feeding the beast like Facebook. All right, I know we're still out there because we're trying to wake people up, but eventually it's going to go. All right, and we got to stop feeding this beast. And I got some ideas on that. All right, we're going to talk about that. Maybe not tonight, because I've got Jody on and we want to talk to Jody about what he's doing. But I said to you, I've got some other stuff going on. We need to take away from the beast. All right, and the beast is the New World Order. And this is what Jody's been doing for a while. And I've got another way that we can take our money away, guys. All right, because the Patriot movement, don't forget, we're a worldwide movement, guys. All right, and we will look after each other. All right, and we've seen that, all right, in the the interaction between the countries and this, that, and the other, all right? So, again, we need to just remove what we're doing from the beast, okay? And, again, I'm not going to go into it tonight, but, maybe next week we'll look into it. I'm actually getting some promos done for what I'm talking about, and we're going to hit it pretty professionally, guys, and I want you all to be a part of it, okay? Because what you're doing, right, is at the moment we're buying everything off the beast, okay? And we got to stop. And there are other places with better products, all right, cheaper products, no poison, okay? And we need to let people know about it, okay? And this is not anything but I have a heart for the people. I'm sick of people getting poisoned, all right, as Jody would be, as Cazz would be, as Mel is, all right? We see these people walking into Woolies and Coles and all these bullshit places, and they all go back to who? BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. So if you want to help, all right, get the beast, slow it down, remove your money from it, all right, and put your money in other areas that can help each other. This is what we need to do. This is what Jody's been pushing. All right, this is what I've been saying. Get away from these places. But did we have anywhere to really go? Well, IGA and that, well, you know, let's look. We have got somewhere to go, guys. We have got some brilliant products, okay? And, yeah, I'm back on the mend. I'm feeling pretty good. And that is also contributive to what I've been taking and what I've been using from these products, okay? So this is not a sales pitch, guys. What this is, you know, I don't want your money, okay? But I don't want you to give your money to the beast. It's time to stop. So let's get Jody in, let's get Cazz in, and let's have a chat about what's going on out there.
Yeah, very good. Hey Jody, thank you. Welcome to the show. I'm dressed, everybody, by Jody Lowe, and I also have a shirt on. Dave, let's do our thing.
Here we go.
Hang on. Yeah.
Average
anyway,
as what, Jody? I couldn't get your spelling, Jody. It said average as.
Average AF, mate. And if you don't get your shit sorted, you'll end up average AF. But you get to choose the F word. So I'm average and formidable. You pick whatever F word you want to be in your life, mate. That's the way it works.
Lovely. And how you been, mate? Well, we haven't. Yeah, so I'll go, Cazz. Yeah, but we haven't spoken to you for a while. Okay. Go,
yeah,
Cazz.
no, I was just going to show Jody's stickers as well. The monkeypox. Who knows the K is silent? If you're sick frequently, it's the frequencies. Voluntary, my ass, Aussie Fight Back Club. Here's my digital ID. Exit the WHO, stand now, protect your health, Aussie Fight Back Club. And we don't need no CDC. We just need our CDZ. Awesome stickers.
Yeah.
So, Joe, come on in.
Yeah, that's it. I just have a bit of fun because I've got a little bit of a creative, sarcastic mind. So I use a program and just make those stickers. And it started with the bin stickers for throw out the throw the WHO in the trash, the WEF and the UN in the trash, and then yeah, every now and again I just come up with one. And so I usually just put them on the Facebook as me profile picture just for shits and gigs. And then more people just keep asking for them to be stickers all the time. So I have a lovely lady who is a single mum looking after a disabled child that she does that for us. She can't get out of the system, so she looks after all that sort of stuff. So there's a couple of dollars that might go her way for the stickers. I don't have anything to do with it, the money side of it, other than what I have to. But yeah, they're just a good conversation starter. My front gate's got a big red upside down Australia flag, the one that my grandfather fought under. So that's probably more important than the stickers and all that I've got over the side of my car. That they know what I stand for before they get to my front door. But yeah, no, I haven't been doing much. I'm probably half the talking and double or triple the walking sort of thing, guys. I did what I said I was going to do. I got everybody to the point where we've led them to the water, and then I just sort of saw a lot of people sitting around beside the ponds, just skimming rocks on it and not willing to have a drink. So I said, okay, that's enough of that. I'll keep moving, and jumped in the boat and started paddling across it. And a lot of people have been sort of left standing by the side of the lake, I guess, sort of not willing to get their feet wet. And yeah, so I just finished an hour and a half. I only just finished and managed to have a bit of a bite. I just did an hour and a half with Zev from Warriors at Law. He does all of the helps people with the private members associations, the PMAs, and the uniform commercial codes with the UCCs to try and remove ourselves from the straw man, fictitious dead versus living. I've been working with a young bloke named Joel from the Winston Smith Initiative. on a brilliant collaborative website to get us off the Facebook and out of the, all of the Zooms and the StreamYards and all that sort of stuff, that to be able to stream out of our own website, whoever you are, whatever your discipline is, but to be able to keep it there, to run your events there, to run your lives from there, to have meetings there, and keep all that information in one spot. To be able to vote there, it's got voting functions, map pinning functions, so that you know where events are and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've been working. He's obviously done all the work. It's his child. I've been working trying to help him get that across the line and create the new. And then I've been working with a bunch of guys, really good human beings, for a men's health group on a Sunday night. We've just been setting the foundations of what that looks like with that app that I always talk about, what user wearing, the Average AF. That's my mental health sporting app. And so, yeah, I've been working on that. We're going to be rolling that out soon. We've had 3 meetings, and we've got some really big people, big names involved in that. So there's no point fighting the fight, winning tomorrow and dying the day after, because we're, so run down and so sick. And like I said to you during the week, Guru, is that givers need to fucking set limits, because takers don't have one. And they will continue to suck the life out of people like us on here. Watch us be the change that they want to be, but not actually help us be it. And the only reason it's dangerous for people like me and you and Cazz to stand up here doing what we do is because we've got a lot of people standing behind us where they can't be quite seen, but they should be standing right beside us and link arms with us, so that one person gets shot and those linked arms hold you up, or those linked arms just join the spot that you come out of, and we keep moving forward. But while ever we're just these single people at the front of these long lines, we're easy to pick off, if you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, very good point, Jody. And I think, look, I just want to say on that topic, actually, thanks everyone for the prayers that went out. I was sick, guys. You get pneumonia. I've never had it before, but I tell you what, it's not a nice thing to get. And when I rang Jody to see about him coming on the show, the first thing he said to me, I know you've been sick, Guru. He says, you can't keep giving and giving and giving, mate. You know what I mean? Because they just keep taking and taking and taking. Now, and that's where, people like ourselves will just keep giving because we got to. Because we've got a responsibility. We feel responsible to do a show every night, which we continue to do. Whether, this week you've just seen that I've had to pull it up a little bit, guys. You know what I mean? And just, give it to someone else and just have some rest. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't getting it. Okay. And it is, this is a hard battle, guys. And we're all going to go through this, right? This is the furnace that I spoke about last night. It is heating up out there. I'm watching people lose their shit out there. People who are in pretty responsible positions, so we think, you know what I mean, that are, actually losing the plot. So there's a lot of stress out there at the moment, Jody, within our movement, within the community. And let's have a bit of a chat on the mental health. What are you seeing out there, Jody? This is your area. This is what you picked, and I applaud you for it, right? You have picked to go in and help people with these and what a hard job it is, man. But how is the mental health status of the environment that you see?
It's exactly as my wife told it would be like at the start of last year. She said, Jody, there's a time coming where we're all going to have to face basically what they call the dark night of the soul, or what, each religion or each creative version of the story sort of has their own sort of spin on it. And she said, empaths like us who like to give and give and give, if you don't really truly have your own sort of self sorted, you won't be able to listen to your own body telling you that you need to deal with your own trauma. And so she said basically the world's going to start microwaving, our trauma, and it's going to keep bubbling up to most of our devoid heart space where we just can't control the emotion anymore. And so people get more and more in their head because that's the only thing that they feel like they've got a control over, even though if we were charged with actually physically thinking about breathing, we would probably be dead within 15 minutes because we'd forget about how to fucking do it. So there's a lot of autonomy of what goes on in our body. Yeah. So, I've been working for the longest of times in the back, was always sort of bringing back to that spiritual message, that emotional connection that I was going through myself, trying to iron that out to get your stability, because balance is key in this time. When we don't want these massive big ups and downs of the energy, because you catch the wrong wave and you sit down here for a bit of time, and you've got to keep doing it, because what you're doing is every night. These people here that watch us, that's great. They love you, Guru, love you, Cazz. But the night that they're tired or the night that they're sick or whatever, they just turn it off, go to bed early. You know, you still have to grind it out and produce that show whether they're watching or not. So they get the option, you don't, right? And if you're on the low end of your cycle for energy, you don't get a choice. You just got to grind it out and you go lower and lower, you know, and then maybe the high doesn't even reach the middle anymore, and then the low and then the low. So, you know, it's about balance, and it's about what good looks like in terms of sharing the load, people, you know, to actually get up here and share the load of what you do. And so that's what you're seeing. What you're seeing is the fallout from all of that sort of stuff there.
Yeah, no, it's actually interesting that you should say that, because our opposition know the same. And like, you just saw my whole studio get wiped, which creates an incredibly tense situation, because I've already gone through and I've logged what we're going to do and what we're going to be talking about, and now I'm flying blind again. So this happens periodically. You know, there's no reason with my setup why it should be wiped. But it's just the little things like that. It's the little things like us not being able to download where we normally download. It's creating extra work for us. It's just the constant harassment.
Yeah, and I do a lot of speeches about a ton of weight. When you lose a loved one, you have a ton of something that sits on you. If something major happens, you lose your house, you go bankrupt, you get a ton of weight. And every person that knows you and can sees you can understand that's the weight we've got to shift off that person's shoulders. But what they have really good at doing is put a ton of straw on us, right? So we end up with just that straw, one straw. It's still a freaking ton. And then Cazz says, hey, I'll take a straw off you. And Guru says, I'll take a straw off you. And everybody takes a straw off you. And you're like, I'm still fucking under 990 kilos of, and people don't get it. And people don't understand that drip fed pressure and weight that sits on top of you. And most of the hardest of the freedom fighters are usually the people that are trying to escape the worst of the trauma. And so we keep ourselves extremely busy because we don't like that silent time in our own minds, right? And so that shit catches up to us whether we like it or not, right? And it caught up to me, you know, a few years ago, and it started last year. I was, you know, really fighting hard and constantly fighting and going to everything and doing everything I could and blaming everybody. And then I realized that my body was going to let me down no matter. It was going to make me sort this shit out whether I was right or wrong. And so I changed my attack, and I spend more time working on what I can get rid of, because I say this all the time. If I clap my hands tomorrow and got rid of every single evil, nefarious person in charge of it at the time, that it's the level of where we are in our mind and our strength and our ego and our balance and our spirituality and emotional thing that will allow it to happen quickly again, because we're not learning the lessons of ourselves or what allowed us to get into this situation in the first place. So I'm still out there fighting like yous are. You know, we're all out there fighting. Like I said, I'm out with Zev. I'm building websites. I'm helping people get rallies together. What you were talking about with the chemist, there's a lovely lady that's taken part in a fair few of the things that I do, and she's running a campaign handing out a cease and desist notice for every chemist that's still giving the wax out. Now, there was 300 places in South Australia in her area that are still giving that out. So, you know, she's got a list of people that are going around. I think she's at 50 that she's nailed of getting people to physically walk into those chemists and saying, you are liable. You can be held liable for this because of this court ruling that says this, and this, because of the bioweapon reasoning. You need to understand that the TGA and all those people are lying. And you need to reassess whether or not you want to be part of this, because someone will come knocking on your door when they're injured. So there's plenty of people and there's plenty of opportunities and projects out there like that, really making a big difference. And just keep every single angle and keep the pressure on them every single way, because we know people like Albanese get their instructions from a lot higher up than anyone that we know the name of. And that's just not coming through quick enough, because we're causing so many angles and so many creating so many problems for them. They can't think on the run,
All right, I've just on a hotspot because I could be dropping Cazz. If I do, I'll come back in on a hotspot because I can. You got your white. You just had your studio white, Cazz, and they're about to wipe my Wi-Fi on me. So hang in there, guys. If I drop out, I will be back.
All right, boys, look at it, and I'll comment on that. I've been talking about. Oh, I can't get it. Oh, they've wiped everything. I can't even access it. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so we're all right. That's all right. I am prepared. That's all right.
This is crazy. This is absolute crazy, guys. I had full Wi-Fi.
I tell you, they come after you when I come on. I don't think they like me.
Oh, look, yeah, we've had it the last few nights, Jody. They don't like. I'll tell you why they don't like you and me, Jody. There goes me, I think. Cazz, I've just lost Cazza. But anyway, why they don't like you and me, Jody, is because we ain't scared to tell the truth, brother, and we ain't scared about touching some hot topics, you know. And I don't mind at all. You know what I mean?
Oh, we've got a Cazza clone.
Cazza, you're not supposed to bring your clone to the studio, man. Come on, I told you before.
It's not even leaving. I booted it. It's not leaving. Help me. Anyway, this is some of the fun and games that we go through, Jody. So I'm sure you're totally aware of what's been, what goes on, as far as that sort of stuff goes.
Yeah, anyway. I was just talking to Zev. Zev, and he said my name. He said his name on Facebook's not really welcome, so he bet me a large bottle of scotch that his video will get taken down. I'm like, no, I have my secrets and my ways. I said, but I do know that wherever I go, I tend to cause technical glitches because I actually went on that what's her name, the White Rabbit. I went on that Nicola Charles's show on the White Rabbit, and I warned her the same thing, and she said, I tape and put it out later, so no big deal. And it actually kicked her out of Zoom halfway through the show, so we had to do a two-part Zoom show. So they love watching us. So
isn't it incredible that everybody else is a podcaster that can basically do things fine, and they're fine. If I was doing skateboarding show, or any other thing, they never have any kind of problems, and yet we get constantly harassed. So, guys, I don't even know if I can actually do any news tonight, to tell you the truth, because you're not letting me access it.
Not that I know personally, but some of my friends tell me that their porn never shuts down. So, funnily enough,
funnily enough, through COVID, Jody, the only two things that were left open, mate, was the big corporations, the brothels, and the bottle shops, mate. So again, you'll get away with the porn.
That's what that sticker is about. That's what that sticker is about, the CDC, because we've just opened that. We've just opened a central center of disease control down there in Melbourne, the CDC down in Melbourne. And the sticker says from Ian Brighthope, who's a professor from the Australian Medical Professionals Society. He was telling me that, really absolutely nail everything. Every single thing that we've ever seen is just a lack of vitamin D, vitamin C, and you need zinc as the carrier to take that where it needs to go. So I just said to him, all right, what about this? We don't need no CDC. All you need is CDZ. So you get your zinc and your vitamin C and your D, and you're all good. You can tell them to fuck off, because vitamin D was one of the biggest. Was every single person that died of or with the fake bullshit was registered and recorded as having critically low levels of vitamin D. Now, sunlight isn't enough. We need the right cholesterols in our body, which is why you need to understand, because the sunlight converts the cholesterol into vitamin D. So you need to understand that they want us to block our skin with sunscreen, shade our eyes and our heads with hats to trick our body into not protecting itself and not converting properly. They want to make sure that's the biggest organ in our body is our skin, and we cover it with sunscreen and clothes. And then we can't have a cholesterol high diet because it's really bad for us. So it fucks with our vitamin D, and cholesterol is one of the main drivers of our five hormone regulators in our head, which causes depression and anxiety as a byproduct of not having the right ones there. So they're into everything, mate. They fuck with us on every level.
And your liver can repair itself so long as it has good quality animal fats and things like that. And it's destroyed by alcohol. Well, what they did during the pandemic is they always tell you can't have any fats. In the pandemic, they left the bottle shops open. And so it's just everything they do is designed to basically kill us.
And just for the people that
wanted still alive and fighting,
the people that wanted to get some fats into them, Cazz, they left the brothels open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they go for gold.
Yeah,
I
come
don't
on,
think
still laughing.
All
go.
right. So one of the things that I've noticed is the UK is really ramping up as far as the authoritarianism goes. And like you've got this case where a delivery driver has been stabbed to death while trying to deliver his Amazon parcels. You've got a house that's burnt down every day, and you've got an Islamic preacher going, "We will never accept your secular laws and democracy. We will only obey the laws of Allah." So you've got now. It's really interesting because it comes on the heels of Christians and Muslims protesting together against the government and their assault on children. So I'm kind of wondering: are these assets in place, and are they trying to ramp up a civil war? And it's really what's interesting is it's actually the Muslims who are outing these people and basically saying this is what's going on, guys. So I just wanted to get your opinion on what you thought of that.
Yeah, all I know is that the one thing that we are really in a state at the moment because of the way the energy is and the world is working and that sort of stuff, where everyone's on sort of this high alert, this constant feeling of sort of anxiety, right? And so it's really easy to get your button pushed because we really care. And so they're just doing a really good job. I mean, it's a fucking simple plan that they just keep repeating it over and over. It doesn't matter whether it was The Voice last year. It doesn't matter whether it's a bit more fear over here. It's just make sure that every person you look at, you can find a reason to dislike them. Fuck you, Cazz, you're a female, and fuck you, Guru, you're old, and fuck this guy over here, he's black, and fuck him over there because he's a Muslim. I mean, that excuse me for all the F words, but that's what they're trying to do. They want to make sure that your eyes see nothing more than the hatred, putrid division that they sow and seed everywhere. And I mean, that's what they, letting all of the immigrants in for free. I just watched the new Pauline Hanson Please Explain video today where they were talking about, letting 4,500 in the last month or something immigrants come in with no background checks because they want to fast track them in because they're all coming from war-torn countries. So all these countries are pro. So who do you think is going to get the blame when things go wrong? Who do you see on the news for the stabbings
Yeah, but it also, like, the thing is that they're actually being hyped, and also they're also coming with a lot of them are coming in with a grudge, but they're also importing people that are traditional enemies. So they're coming into areas and they're basically, it's just an absolute, it really is a shit show. But also the other side of it, which I only learned today, was that so BlackRock has coordinated with the government to purchase massive amounts of homes in America. So what's happened is this place called Hacienda Community Development Corp is offering taxpayer-funded $30,000 down payment assisted programs, okay? But it's actually going back to, so BlackRock's bought them, the government's then coming in and backing them, and their down payments for the illegal immigrants, you're not allowed to get one of these loans if you are an American citizen. It's only for illegals. So BlackRock then raises the prices and sells it back to basically the government backing. It's just outrageous, the kind of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've known some pretty solid Indigenous in my time. Some really top people, and they were always of the opinion, fuck you in your 1% loans. I'm an Australian citizen, and I'm not going to take any more of your bullshit handouts to make yourself feel better about the fact that you do a piss poor job of representing our people in this nation. So, that's the same sort of thing, wasn't it? Because the people that I work with used to look at them and go, "Whoa, do they get a bloody 1% loan? You're lazy, this and that." And so it caused more division. I mean, there's an environmental management plan at the moment. I can't think, it's a disaster management awareness plan. I think it's part of the UN 2030 agenda. And the biggest thing that they're doing is going to start categorizing your home and your region by the worst case scenario risk assessment of what climate change could result in your area. So if you end up in an area where it's just somewhere like Lismore, where they continue to make fucking flood mitigation, right? They want that for something, right? It could be just wiping out the food. But if you end up in that area where the disaster area management plan says that it's unlivable, well, they'll pick you up and they'll move you to wherever, to one of these cube homes that they're building on the edges of Sydney there, right? If you can stay because you're on the fringe of one of their areas, maybe in an orange area, then your insurance will go through the roof, or your cost of living there will go through the roof until you continue to get closer and closer to their 15-minute cities, because basically it's unprofitable to continue all these roads and networks and trains. If they can get you to stay home and do everything via order and get dropped off by a drone, it's more profitable for big business, right? And councils are a direct arm of the UN. But the worst part about it is what you're saying is going to require shitloads of infrastructure. And if you see that BlackRock just started shifting all of their portfolios to infrastructure investment, and that is what that infrastructure is for, right? So that's that's the shit that's going on in the background with people just sort of don't even understand. But again, like I said, I took my money out of super and got a self-managed super fund, cash, gold, silver, and property only, because I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't have my super invested into those exact places that we're talking about. Like we've got $3 trillion. We've got $3 trillion in the Australian superannuation fund that is probably 90% tied up in BlackRock, Vanguard, or State Street owned companies, whether it be the Australia Proprietary Limited version or the US LLC.
One of the other things that Jim Willey out at BlackRock for was a similar situation in the USA. What they were doing is BlackRock owned the insurance company. The insurance companies were upping the insurance on the houses so the people couldn't afford to pay them. Once they weren't allowed to pay them, then they defaulted on their mortgage. Their mortgage had to be closed down on them, and then BlackRock basically moved in. So it's just like, and they own both ends. So they own both ends. They profited again, and it's just outrageous the kind of stuff that's going on with these corporate monsters.
Well, the same thing was they done with all the land in America, isn't it? You know what I mean? Which was, Gatesy and that, through these companies buying up all the farming land and doing what they're doing. Now, that's been going on for years, guys. Years and years. You just don't do that overnight. You know what I mean? You don't link up through the whole country. You know what I mean? Overnight. These guys have been at this for a long time. And we are at, Jody's a sportsman, I take it. I know Cazz is a sportsman. Guys, you're in the grand final. You really are, okay? And the team out there doesn't need you sitting on the stands cheering. They actually need you to invade the pitch with us, okay, to get on board with us, guys. And that's what Jody was trying to say earlier, right? It's not about there's a rule that says you can only have 11 on the pitch at the moment. These guys have got whatever they want on the pitch, okay? You are their opposition, and they will keep you to as minimum on the pitch as they can. So it is time to invade the pitch, guys. It's time to get out, get off the stands, get in. This is what I'm talking about, getting off the fence, We need to do it, people. And we can do it in Australia. I've got a lot of faith in the Australian people. All right, I really have. I love my brothers and sisters. This is a brilliant country. We just got to get into that stage where we can wake them up to see the actual anarchy and tyranny that is going on, Jade and Cazz. You know what I mean? To make them turn that point that they want to come out and go, yeah, brother, I'm hearing you. I got my arm around you. Let's go for a walk up the street and talk to the neighbours. Let's go down to the coffee shop at Saturday morning. Let's go and have a chat down there. Let's do something, guys. I'm not saying you're not. I got to keep pushing what we need to do. I got a mate down here that runs a Uber. He's got stuff on the back of his thing. He's got stuff all over his cars. He gets face-to-face communication with people. People are willing to listen. They want to know what's going on. They don't know. When you start to tell them, they go, what the, what?
And you'd be surprised how quickly they turn around. If you're in a situation and you're talking to somebody and they're completely arguing against you, within 2 or 3 weeks now, they'll be saying to you back what you said to them. It's like it used to take 10 years. The space used to be 10 years, and they basically go, and then it was like, then it closed, and then it was a year, 18 months, and then it was like a year, and then it was 3 months. Now it's a space within 10 days. I'll come in and they'll say, come into the office and they'll say, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be saying exactly what you've said to them. So, but we are getting there, because you can see things like this. This happened in South Africa. It's, the Nuremberg Code, humanity's medical rights. So,
where's a couple of builders to put up a few of them? That is absolutely brilliant. I love that.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Final words. I've actually had to adjust for Ben Antonitis who's taking us out. I've got that up on YouTube because I can't play anything. Ben, sorry, I can't play flyers. I know that you did. I know you did a tremendous job putting them together, but yeah, I'm being.
We'll get them up on our website, guys. They'll all be up on the website. You know, unfortunately, they're going to kick these shows around like nothing. Okay, this is what they're going to do. They have to. You know, we're making a difference, guys. All right, and the bigger difference we make, the harder they come at us. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's a simple game. Like someone just said, Guru, you got to learn to play the game. I got New South Wales state champions. I got champions of champions under my belt, boys. I know how to play the game. I need other people on the pitch so we can, and Jody's the same. All right, and come and watch how we play the game because we do know how to play this game. That's the reason we're still in this game. That's the reason I'm still in this game after 5 years with my wife and Cazz on board, you know, because we can play this game and we're up against a great opposition and there's nothing more than an Aussie loves is that a bloody challenge, okay? And the opposition is a great team, guys, thousands of years in the making. Can you do it? I know you can do it, but we got to be on the pitch to do it. Go, Jodes.
And guys, Beck's just uploaded. She does have flyers for us. So guys, she's going to put it up on the Stop the Rot Facebook page so that you know what's on the events that are on this weekend. So I do apologise again, but Jody, if you'd like to have final words before Dave closes the show.
Yeah, no, I just if you want to be a pamphlet deliverer, come see me. I've got a project. If you want to stick it to the chemist, come see me. I've got a project. If you want to learn common law and leave the straw man, come see me. I've got a project. You know what I mean? If you've got trouble with your mental health or you want to help people with mental health, come see me. I've got a project. I mean, it's doing something, you know. If you want to start a community, you know, for, you know, getting ready for what might come, I'm just about to give 2,000 square meters of land down the front of my acreage for a community garden because some people can't afford to eat at the moment, right? Come see me. Come see us. You know, just do something. But, you know, silent observers, the time for that is over. The time for sitting back and hoping that you will sort it out for you so that your kids don't have to is over. And I'll tell you, I'll finish with this. If our voices weren't important, they wouldn't be trying to fucking silence them.
Exactly.
So, you know, so thanks very much for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. It's been a good little catch up. And
look, anytime, Jody, I just want to thank you for what you're doing, just like you thank me for what I'm doing, what Cazz is doing. We want to thank everyone for what you're doing, guys, but the team needs to pull together, all right? Pre-season training's over. Let's get on the pitch and then start to get out in the communities, guys, all right, and let's do it. Like Frank said, I know Frank's working hard, all right? We've got a lot of people out there working hard, but Frank's got a short team, man. You know, Frank hasn't even got 11 on the pitch at the moment. And he's up against the referee, the couple of linesmen, all the people up in the bloody authority box up there. Go, Jody.
I don't want to win by one fucking goal either. I want to win by 52 fucking goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, no, you're right. I like to hammer the opposition when I take a win. I don't like to just
make sure they never play again.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. On that note, people, we have Ben Antonitis take. Oh.
Yeah, hang on just quickly. All right, Project Matilda, guys. We've got to back that. We've got to back everything Australian. We've got to get ourselves out of the beast and come over to Carl's channel after this, guys. Get on. Let's have a laugh and a chat. I don't know what Carl's got ready to go, but I'm sure if you got me and Carl on the same channel, you're going to have a bit of a laugh and an entertaining night. So let's enjoy our Friday night, guys. Thank you very much again, Jody. We'll have you on very soon, mate. Sorry for the studio interruptions, but that's the way it goes. All right, good night. Have a great weekend, people. Get to the website, find out what's on the weekend, get to the events. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, we've got Ben Antonitis taking us out with Melbourne Syndrome, if it allows.
I don't believe a word you say. Yeah, I know your crooked, twisted ways. I know what you say before you say it. You're so predictable, like every useful idiot. Baby got the Melbourne syndrome. Stockholm, they got nothing on her. Well, they locked you down and you lapped it up. Yeah, they jabbed your ass and you said thank you very much. What's it gonna take to wake you up? Is the truth not important enough? Baby got the Melbourne syndrome. Stockholm ain't got nothing on her. Just another mindless drone heading down the road to utopia. I'm sorry, my brainless half-baked heart. Did I break your little Marxist heart? Well, I ain't no fascist commie sucker. Go fact check that motherfucker. Well, you got the Melbourne syndrome. Stockholm ain't got nothing on her. I know you think you're sweet and nice, but I see through all your pretty lies. The way you drain the lust for life and call it compassion as you twist the knife. Baby got the Melbourne syndrome. Stockholm ain't got nothing on her. Just another mindless drone heading down the road to utopia.